Good evening and welcome. We're here at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center getting ready for the finals of the 2024 U.S. Open Table Tennis Championships. Hi, everybody. I am Mark Thompson, and we have quite a lineup for you tonight. We're going to start off with the women's doubles, get to the men's doubles, and then to the women's singles and men's singles eventually. But it's the women's doubles up first. You can see the bracket there. We've got the matchup of Asuka Sasao taking on Reina Asso against Katomi Omoda and Minami Ando in the finals. It's an all Japanese final. The Japanese team coming across to North America with some really exceptional table tennis players as we get the announcement of the players in this first match of the finals. The big finals for the 2024 U.S. Open Table Tennis Championships. I say big finals because there's 115 events going on in this tournament. And here on court one, the show court at Mandalay Bay Convention Center, we're in Hall E. Got a total of 181,000 square feet in this event tournament. And this is the first of our finals. It is the women's doubles, which, as noted, brings us Asuka Sasao from Japan. Her USATT rating 2575. Her teammate Reina Asso, she too from Japan, 2510 is the rating. And Asuka Sasao, we'll see her again tonight because she's going to be in the women's finals for singles. She had an epic match against one of her opponents here in the doubles. That was Minami Ando. They played earlier today, and it was a match in which Ando won the first three games, but Asuka Sasao came back 12-9, 5-8, final four to end up in the finals in that one. A great comeback in that one. But Minami Ando playing here in the finals. Her teammate Katomi Omoda, just a 20-year-old. Her USATT rating 2287, representing Micro Motion Table Tennis Academy, who's here at the U.S. Open in Las Vegas, and also representing Micro Motion, they're from Pleasanton, California, Minami Ando. She's 27 years of age. They'll be in black, and they'll be playing, as noted, Asuka Sasao and Reina Asso. The umpire in this evening's match, the first of our finals, is Koyohisa Sugimoto, and the assistant umpire in this match, Tomoko Fukuda. We thank them very much. Thank all the officials here that have been with us in Las Vegas, done a fantastic job. Tremendous setup. Want to thank you for being with us as well. As noted, I'm Mark Thompson. This is not my ordinary role with USA Table Tennis. I am the chief operating officer, but I'm in pinch hitting here for Jimmy Butler, who will be back for the singles finals a little bit later. I think he and I may do those together. So we get ready for the warm up in this doubles match. The women all Japanese final here. As noted, the Japanese brought over to North America some tremendous athletes. Just watching their level of play, their level of conditioning, level of commitment has been extremely impressive. It's something we've seen at the U.S. Open for a long time. The Japanese do bring over a lot of really high quality players, and it seems to me, and I'm no, as people know, I'm no expert at table tennis by any stretch of the imagination, but the Japanese really do concentrate on the doubles game, maybe in a way that we don't do here in America. Maybe it's something that we have to look at. I know when we talk about Olympic table tennis coming to North America, by the way, in 2028 in Los Angeles. Very excited about that. One of the events, of course, in the Olympics is the mixed doubles, and people will say that that's where America has its best chance to earn the first medal ever in the Olympic Games in table tennis would be in mixed doubles. I don't disagree with that, although I think that that I don't count out either our teams playing in that event or our singles players on the male or female side, and particularly Kanak Ja, who we'll see a little bit later tonight because Kanak Ja did qualify for the final tonight. That'll be at 8:30 Pacific time. We're out on the West Coast here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and he's going to take on another young man who I think that in America we're looking towards the possibility of him representing the United States in the Olympics in 2028. That's Ma Jianbao, who had an epic battle a couple of times on his way to the final. Kid's got a lot of poise. Got to play Kanak Ja in the men's finals. The women's final coming up a little bit later as well. That'll be Guayan taking on, as noted, Asuka Sasao, who is in this match. And she is, if you're looking at it from the video side, her back is to us on our left side. And off to serve here are the team of Ando and Emoto. And it is Kotomi Amando with the serve. And the first 2 points go to Ando and Emoto. And of course, now Ando will switch over to take the serve, and she will take it from Reina Asso. On the board are Asso and Sasao. Reina Asso from Japan, serving 25-10 is her USATT rating. Chip there by Sasao goes long, and it's 3-1 for Ando and Emoto. Manami Ando with the serve. Oh, a beautiful return that time by Sasao. A punch block across the table. That's that steep exit angle. Very difficult to get at, and Ando didn't even really try. Good shot that time by Reina Asso. Put pressure on Ando, and the ball ends up going long. And we are tied here in game one of what is a best of 5, 3-3. Asso had trouble with the backhand, and it's 4-3 for Ando and Emoto. Serve to Asuka Sasao, as noted, will play in the women's finals. That's going to be at 7:30 Pacific time. Into the net on the backhand that time by Kotomi Omoda, who will now serve cross court, right to right. And receiving is Asso. Good switch that time by Asso and Sasao. Sasao coming to her right to loop that ball back on the court. Into the net it goes, and it's 7-3 now here in game one for Asso and Sasao. Oh, beautiful shot by Sasao. Again, cutting to her right, this time on the backhand. Cross court, beautifully placed. And Omoda had no opportunity there to get that at all. It's 8-4, Sasao and Asso. Another shot that time, that off the edge by Sasao. Now 9-4. And the backhand by Omoda goes long. And now with game point are Asuka Sasao and Reina Asso. And it is Sasao on the serve to Kotomi Omoda. staving off game point a couple of times there are Omoda and Ando. Now the serve will come to Hitomi Omoda, serving to Reina Aso. Oh, great point that time for Sasao and Aso to win that first game. A couple of really nice shots by those two young ladies to take the first game 11-5 here in the best of five. Women's finals for the doubles. All Japanese final here. Asuka Sasao, Reina Aso taking on Hitomi Omoda and Manami Ando. As noted, Asuka Sasao and Manami Ando played earlier today in the semifinals for the women's singles, and that was an epic battle. Ando actually won the first three games 9-9-7, but then coming back, storming back, was Sasao, playing great. Had to win game four in extra points. Won there 12-10, then won 11-9, 11-5, 11-8 in succession to end up getting herself to the final. And she's going to play a young lady who had a couple epic battles herself, but Guo Yan, who did defeat Amy Wong, the two-time defending champion here at the U.S. Open. Amy Wong defeated in the semifinals by Guo Yan, who's playing out of the Houston International Table Tennis Academy. Get that match a little bit later. Yan and Sasao. It's now game two of this women's doubles finals. And to start the serve, it will be Reina Aso. Great save that time by Sasao, going again from her left to right, reached out, got it back on the table, and into the net goes Manami Ando. 1-0 lead for Sasao and Aso. Ando missing the table on her drive towards the right edge. Now 2-0 for Asuka Sasao and Reina Aso, and the serve coming over to Hitomi Omoda. Again, Ando shot off the forehand long and off the table. 3-0 now. Sasao and Aso leading 1-0. They've jumped up to a 4-0 lead here for Sasao and Aso. This time it was Omoda missing the table to give a 5-0 lead to Sasao and Aso. The return into the net from Manami Ando, and it's a 6-0 lead here in game two of the women's finals for the doubles at the 2024 U.S. Open in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're here at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. Got a lot going on. Got 1,500 players playing in this event. Tremendous. It's the largest USATT event I've ever been involved in. And I think I've been here now for 8 years, if you can believe that one. But on the board, finally, are Hitomi Omoda and Manami Ando. Shot by Aso into the net. Now 7-2. Serve does come to Reina Aso, serving to Hitomi Omoda, just a 20-year-old. And she'll serve now, trailing 2-8. Good serve there into the net from Sasao. Difficult shot to handle that time for Ando. Is in the body, kind of blocked it back, but long. 9-3. Great return that time by, or I should say third ball by Reina Aso, because the shot by Ando off the return was brilliant. Tremendous spin on it, but into the body of Omoda and long. Game point. And that will do it for game two. 11-3. Storming through that one. Asuka Sasao and Reina Aso taking care of business quickly against Katomi Omoda and Manami Ando. Will come over to the corner and discuss it with their coach. I think they've realized that in that particular game, it was relatively dominant. 11-3 win for Asuka Sasao and Reina Aso. As noted, we are here at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada for the 2024 U.S. Open Table Tennis Championships. Do want to wish everybody a happy holidays upcoming year. Be safe, have fun. We've got to get out of this. I always look at it like, the second I get this thing set up, we get the tournament running. I take a look at it and say, now how do I get out of here alive? So that'll be the next step for us. A lot of action still to go today, and a lot of action tomorrow in the 2024 U.S. Open. But we want to thank the people here at Mandalay Bay. They've been a great partner in putting on these 2024 U.S. Open Table Tennis Championships. Very happy to be back in Las Vegas. I think you can credit being in Las Vegas with a pretty high percentage of participation we've had in this event. As noted, just about 1,500 players in 115 events. Got a 129 courts set up inside this 181,000 square foot facility. A lot of space here, very big. As we go to game three with the pair of Asuka Sasao and Reina Aso leading 2-0 in this best of 5. And they start off well here in game three. Stepping up the forehand that time was Sasao, but she caught the top of the net. That's 1-1. Looked like she had that one poised to put away, but caught the top of the net, went long. Good third ball that time by Reina Aso. Put pressure on Ando. Her block goes back into the net. It's 2-1 now, Sasao and Aso. It's Sasao with the serve. Well, felt more defensive that time by Omoda and Ando, but they did a good job of it, getting the ball back on the table. And a difficult backhand by Asuka Sasao. Couldn't fight it off. It was dead in the middle of her body into the net. 2-2. On the return, off the top of the net and out by Reina Aso. And now, with their first lead in a while, if not the first lead of this match, 3-2 for Omoda and Ando. Responding quickly back are the pair of Sasao and Aso to retie the game, this time at 3. It was a great return that time by Manami Ando. I think it just caught the edge for another lead, this time at 4-3. Another good backhand that time by Ando. Put pressure on Sasao. Her backhand goes long. Now, I'm pretty confident this is the first double-digit lead or 2-point lead, I should say, for Omoda and Ando. Oh, brilliant return that time by Asuka Sasao. Cross court, backhand right on the tape. Very difficult ball to get at, and Ando again didn't even try. Now the serve coming back to Asuka Sasao. Serving to Katomi Omoda. Oh, great attempt on the save that time by Aso, but it goes long. Very difficult ball to handle, coming hard from left to right. She was able to reach it, but a little bit too much arc and distance on that ball. Again with the lead are Omoda and Ando. The return into the net, back tied now at 6-6. Game 3, women's final. It's the women's doubles final. This is an area, if you look at the bracket, that the Japanese women just absolutely dominated all the way through. The rally that time between the two squads, and it's Ando shot into the body of Sasao that goes off the edge of the paddle and out, and again with the lead. Omoda and Ando, and Hitomi Omoda with the serve. A little discussion with her partner. Oh, great return that time by Aso, again going wide to what would be the right side of Ando. Difficult ball to handle. Allowed Sasao to step in, take her shot, and make it impossible for the team of Omoda and Ando to return it. Time the shot by Ando caught the top of the net and went long. She was in good position. Looked like she was poised to put that ball down the middle of the table, but unfortunately for her, it just caught the tape and went long. Now at 8s. Again, Ando's block into the net, and retaking the lead for the first time in a bit here are the team of Sasao and Aso, leading 2-0 and now leading 9-8. Oh, that did catch the edge. Shot by Sasao, and it's 10-8. It is match point now with serve coming across to Asuka Sasao, leading 10-8. And the return goes long, and that is it. It is Asuka Sasao and Reina Aso taking the tandem of Katomi Omoda and Manami Ando. 11-8 in the third game. Relatively dominant performance by Sasao and Aso. 11-5, 11-3, 11-8. They are the gold medal champions in the women's doubles as they come over. Congratulate the corner of Omoda and Ando as the Ando and Omoda do the same to theirs. And the gold medal will go to Asuka Sasao and Reina Aso. Congratulations to those two young ladies, both from Japan. They'll take the hardware out on this one. Next up for us, it's going to be the men's doubles finals. And that is going to be, again, a Japanese team of Jung So and Ye Nyung Kim taking on Seiya Numamura and Tonin Ryuzaki. So we see the bracket up on the video now. We get ready for this, or do we take a break here, guys, or not? So what we'll do, we'll take a little break. We'll come back. I think the scheduled time for this match is 6:30 Pacific. So I hope you'll join us for the men's doubles. Again, it will be the team of Jung So and Ye Kim taking on Seiya Numamura and Tonin Ryuzaki in just a moment. The 2024 U.S. Open Table Tennis Championships coming to you from Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll be right back.
Two, one, two, three.
An all Japanese finals as we had with the women. We've got that with the men as well. It is Jung Xiao taking on and his teammate Yamura and Tonin Ryuzaki. Welcome. We're here at Mandalay Bay, the convention center in Las Vegas, Nevada, getting ready for the men's doubles finals. It is finals day here at the 2024 U.S. Open. And in this match, the umpire will be Leo Tsai and the assistant umpire, Helen Krusakov, as the players shake hands and get ready for what is a best of 5. We've got one final already in the books of the big matches. The women's doubles played just a moment ago, won by the Japanese pair of Asuka Sasao and Reina Aso pretty handily, 11-5, 11-3, 11-8 over the team of Katomi Omoda and Manami Ando. And this again, the team of Jung Seo and his teammate Ye Neong Kim. Seo is a lefty, Kim a righty. Similar circumstances for their opponents. Seiya Numamura is a left-hander and Tonin Ryuzaki is the right-hander. I think part of the story for both of these teams is how they got here, because they eliminated very good teams in the semifinals to reach the finals. For Xiao and Kim, they ended up beating a very popular pair here in Las Vegas, Nevada, Jishin Wang and Benedict Ola from Finland, playing in this tournament. Big guy, there's a big team with Jishin Wang and Benedict Ola, defeated by Seo and Kim. And on the other side, Numamura and Ryuzaki ended up beating Kule and his club mate, Koyo Kanamitsu. And both of them were excellent matches, but the Japanese pairing in both of those matches ended up on top. And that's why we end up with an all-Japanese final. As noted, same thing on the women's side. I said this earlier in the broadcast, but the Japanese do seem to have an affinity to playing doubles. It's something I'm not sure here in America. I think people love to play doubles, but I'm not sure at the elite level that we've quite captured the capability of America in that. We talked a little bit about mixed doubles being in a very, well, it's a medal event in the Olympics. And in 2028, of course, as the host country, the United States of America will have both a men's and women's team, and thus have the opportunity to have a team in the mixed doubles. And it'll be interesting to see who arises to those levels when we get to 2028. It seems like a long way away, but for some reason or other, life is going faster and faster and faster. So I assume that Los Angeles will be on us in no time, and it'll be interesting to see whether here in the United States of America, we certainly hope to match the energy and the enthusiasm for table tennis that we saw in Paris. It was unbelievable with the LeBron brothers and ultimately Fan Zhendong winning the men's singles gold medal. Just brilliantly, absolutely brilliant play as we get ready here for the men's doubles. Best of 5 matchup, Seo and Kim versus Numamura and Ryuzaki. And the first point does go to Numamura and Ryuzaki. The receiving team, the left-hander receiving, Seiya Numamura. He had difficulty with that serve, and it's 1-1 here in game 1. Good third ball that time by Tonin Ryuzaki. He is the right-hander in this pair of Numamura and Ryuzaki, who hold the 2-1 lead. The left-hander, Numamura, with the serve. Oh, brilliant point. And it is Numamura and Ryuzaki who come up with the point. The left-hander for the team of Xiao and Kim. That's Jung Xiao, He tried to save that ball deep off the court, but his forehand went long. It's now 3-1. Numamura and Ryuzaki. Another long rally, this time stepping up and drilling the ball home. Jung Xiao of the team wearing the jerseys that say Jekyll and Hyde on the front. I don't know if that's indicative of the team. I'm not sure, but it's an interesting logo on the front of their shirt. That time pressure into the body from Seiya Numamura and having difficulty with it with the team of Seo and Kim. It's now 4-2 for Numamura and Ryuzaki. Oh, brilliant shot right down the middle that time by Ye Nyung Kim. Draws within one of the team of Seo and Kim. Oh, great shot off of one knee that time by Tonin Ryuzaki as he had to dive to his left to get that ball back on the court. Having difficulty with the return was Kim. It's now 5-3. Third ball that time by the left-hander. Seo goes long with the serve, Ye Nyung Kim. Oh, a couple of powerful shots back to back by Kim and then Seo, who buries that deep off the left side of the table. It draws them back within two. The serve comes across to Seiya Numamura. Oh, that's right off the edge by the left-hander, Seo that time, but a brilliant shot out of his body by Ye Nyung Kim. Saved that point, kept it alive, and gave his teammate a chance to win it. Rough serve that time off the back edge of the table by Seiya Numamura. And now we're all tied at 6. Here in game 1, best of 5, the men's doubles finals here at the 2024 U.S. Open Table Tennis Championships, Mandalay Bay Convention Center, Las Vegas, Nevada. Cutting hard to his right that time was Kim, but into the net it goes, and back on top, Numamura and Ryuzaki. Ball bounced high off the top of the net, and stepping hard on the forehand that time, Seiya Numamura just buries it. 8-6. Good forehand that time by the left-hander, Seo, and unable to handle it was Ryuzaki. Within one now. On the return, it goes long off the paddle of Kim, and it is now a 2-point lead again. 9-7, Numamura Ryuzaki. Game 1. Good serve that time by Kim. Very difficult to handle by Numamura. Back within 1. Seo and Kim. Oh, brilliant job that time by the team of Numamura and Ryuzaki, as going to his side to get out of the way that time was Tonin Ryuzaki. And now game point here in game 1. Brilliant play, because Had he been upright, that ball probably would have hit him. With the serve, Seiya Numamura. Game point. And they win it on the first opportunity. Good serve that time by Numamura, and it's a 1-0 lead for Seiya Numamura and Tonin Ryuzaki here in the men's doubles finals. Talked about a little bit tonight, but this is part of a much larger event. 129 tables here at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center, dealing with 181,000 square feet of space, and just really was kind of a pleasure to set this one up because we had a little bit of extra space to play with. We had new flooring come in. You can see the black flooring that I think laid down brilliantly, and the feel of that flooring is different than anything that I've seen yet. It's comparable to what they used in Paris, and it's one of the Enlio products that I like even better than what people call our purple flooring, which is really good flooring, but that's the flooring that came from the 2021 World Championships down in Houston, Texas. And it's real high quality flooring, but there's something about this new flooring that USATT has acquired. It's a little different feel, a little bit better bounce, I think, and hopefully for us operations guys, maybe some resiliency that we can use it for a number of years to come. Game 2, best of 5. Oh, great backhand that time. Stepping up. Jung Seo across the court. That's what, you hear Adam Barbaro talk about the exit angle. That exit angle is so sharp. No way to get at that ball. Oh, and off the edge. 2 in a row here for the team of Seo and Kim. Again, no chance for that off the paddle of Seo as it hit the edge, left side of the table, and out. Oh, stepping up, powering it home that time was Tonin Ryuzaki. He stepped up on the left side of the table and just broke the ball home. Beautiful form that time, lots of power. 2-2, game 2. Nice return that time by Ye Nyung Kim. Communicates with his teammate here. They're going to talk it out here on the serve coming from the left-hander, Seiya Numamura. As good hard shot that time, cross court by Jung Seo. Difficult to handle for the left-hander, Seiya Numamura. Popped the ball up high, and burying it was Ye Nyung Kim. Now with a 4-2 lead, Seo and Kim. Good rally off both squads that time, but shot off the paddle of Ryuzaki into the body of Jung Seo. Unable to handle it. And back within 1, the team of Numamura and Ryuzaki. Serve here for Ye Nyung Kim. The backhand by Numamura into the net. Little touch shot out front that time from Ryuzaki. Handled well by the team of Seo and Kim. Nice touch that time by Numamura. brilliant backhand that time by Seiya Numamura to tie things up at 5. Cross court, no way to get at that for Ye Nyung Kim. Serve comes back across, and it's going to be the left-hander, Jung Seo. Back-to-back powerful forehands that time by the team of Numamura and Ryozaki, and they have retaken the lead here at 6-5 in game 2, leading 1-0. Shot that time by Seo, went off the top of the net, unable to handle it, Numamura. And Seo and Kim regain the lead at 7-6. Oh, brilliant forehand by both Numamura, and then, well, actually it was Ryuzaki first, and then Numamura stepping across. Beautiful form that time. The left-hander going cross court. Extremely powerful forehand. Reties it at 7. Oh, the backhand that time by Ryuzaki right between the teammates of Kim and Seo. Neither one got at it. Now retaking the lead in a kind of a seesaw battle here are Seiya Numamura and Tonin Ryuzaki. And the seesaw continues, back at 8-8. Good forehand that time by Seo. Long conversation between Seo and Kim here to receive this serve from Tonin Ryuzaki. Little touch play, and then pushing it into the far right-hand corner was Ye Nyung Kim, unable to handle it. Tonin Ryuzaki. Now seesaw continues. Seo and Kim up 9-8. And now at game point are Jung Seo and Ye Nyung Kim. Push goes long that time. Trying to tie this one up at 1. Serve by Jung Seo. Oh, brilliant return that time by Numamura. Chop serve and stepping over with the loop, but right back towards the server, making it difficult for Ye Nyung Kim to get at that ball. Now it's 10-9. Game point again. And now back up at 10s here. Evening things up are Numamura and Ryuzaki. Shot going long off the paddle of Ye Nyung Kim. Oh! Good exchange that time, but coming up with the brilliant loop across the table is the left-hander Jung Seo. And now with another game point, the team of Seo and Kim. And it will be Kim with the serve. Nice return that time by the right-hander Tonin Ryuzaki. Stepped across, Gonna flip the backhand there. Nice banana. Into the net it goes, and we're back tied, 11-11. It's Ryuzaki serving across to Seo. Oh, again, Ryuzaki with the forehand, going cross court from his left to right. And now with game point for the first time in this game, in game 2, are the team of Numemura and Ryuzaki. Receiving serve here from Seo. And that does it, as the team of Seiya Numemura and Tonin Ryuzaki take a 2-0 lead here, 13-11 in game 2. Took extra points and had to stave off several game points favoring the team of Seo and Kim, but coming up with the game are Numemura and Ryuzaki in this, what is a best of 5. So on the ropes a bit are the team of Jung Seo and Ye Neung Kim. I want to thank all of our sponsors who came out here to Las Vegas with us. Of course, Butterfly playing on their Europa table here at Court 1. We've got both the Europas and centerfolds here in play, and I think they're for sale. I think you can get a pretty good deal in Las Vegas right now on one of the Butterfly tables. Also thank Paddle Palace, longtime sponsor of USA Table Tennis. Yinhei, up here from Houston, Texas. Chong Pang, really good guy that I've dealt with quite a bit. Also here, GTX Sport LLC with their robot, been displaying that. Micro Motion Table Tennis Academy, we talked about them during the women's doubles finals. Pong Buddy, our good buddy Joe Bullateo, here with us. Sky Vision Insurance Agency, KS Curve Culture. The ITTF Foundation is here in VR Motion as well. Seeing clips of kids playing with the VR glasses on. And yes, there is going to be table tennis Olympics in VR in the not too distant future. One 1 here, game 3. As into the net goes that serve off the paddle of Seiya Numemura. Now with the serve is Numemura. Oh, nice shot that time. Stepping out to his left, coming across his body, over the top. Ye Neung Kim, beautiful shot into the upper right-hand corner of the table. Takes a 2-1 lead for Seo and Kim here in game 3. Now it's a let serve. Oh, nice shot that time by Ryuzaki. Very physical and athletic player. He's down on the court as much as he's been standing on it. He had to go to both knees that time to make that shot to tie the game at 2 here in game 3. And with the serve is Jung Seo. The return that time by Ryuzaki. Unable to handle the third ball was Ye Neung Kim. Now with their first lead of this game, Numemura and Ryuzaki. Well, this backhand that time by the left-hander, Seiya Numemura. Into the body of the other left-hander, Jung Seo, unable to handle it. 4-2 lead now. Probably a well-advised moment to take a timeout that time for the team of Jung Seo and Ye Kim. Down 5-3 here in game three, and you could tell both of them felt, particularly after that last point, you could look at them and see a little bit of discomfort on their face. This match has had a considerable amount of the opening play with touch shots around the net, and then ultimately coming into the full-blown powerful volleys deeper on the table. And the last couple, you could tell that the team of Numamura and Ryozaki feeling very comfortable with themselves right now, up 2-0 and leading 5-3 here in game three. In addition to thanking our sponsors, also, of course, want to thank all the participants who play and are playing in the 2024 U.S. Open Table Tennis Championships. Our next big event will be the U.S. Nationals. That will be in Ontario, California in late June, early July, always around that 4th of July holiday. Then we've got a very busy schedule in the late fall. A lot of very interesting events to come up, including the U.S. Open teams, which we're going to do in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina next August. That'll be a very interesting match. Will actually coincide with the Labor Day weekend, and we've got a team to put together for that one. That ought to be a lot of fun in Myrtle Beach. Bring your golf clubs too. I might bring my golf clubs to that one. Numamura and Ryozaki extend their lead to 2 now. It's 6-4. Trying to close out the men's doubles finals here at Mandalay Bay Convention Center, Las Vegas, Nevada. And they make another step in that direction off the serve that time of Seiya Numamura. Now up 3 at 7-4. Nice shot that time. Reaching out and over the table, Ye Kim was able to bury that and draw back within 2. As he was able to blow that by Numamura. Oh, nice backhand that time by Numamura. Didn't blow that one by him as he stepped up and was able to put that one between Seo and Kim. Wow. Great third ball that time by the right-hander Ye Kim. Very difficult ball to handle. Trying to get across and on it was Seiya Numamura, but unable to. Drawing back within 2. Seo and Kim. It's Kim that steps up and puts that one away. Again, a lot of that touch play around the net. Really delicate, but then ultimately stepping up once the ball popped up high enough. Ye Kim bury that, draw within 1. Serve again. Tonin Ryozaki. And it's Ryozaki whose forehand is unreturnable that time by the right-hander. It was kind of jammed into his body for Kim to play that ball. Into the net it goes, now at 9-7. As Seiya Numamura and Tonin Ryozaki trying to take some gold home to Japan. And they draw closer to it now with 3 game points. Seiya Numamura and Tonin Ryozaki. Receiving the serve of Ye Kim. And unable to handle it, the left-hander Numamura staving off that first game point. Well, the team of Seo and Kim. See if they can do it again. Serve coming off of Numamura, the left-hander. And that does it as the shot from Ye Myung Kim goes long, and the gold medal champions in the men's doubles are Seiya Numemura and Tonin Ryuzaki of Japan. Their countrymen Jung Seo and Ye Myung Kim will have to settle for silver in a very good match that ultimately goes 11-8, 13-11, 11-8 for the Japanese pair of Seiya Numemura and Tonin Ryuzaki. Congratulations to them for the gold medal win. All right. Next up, we're going to go to the singles matches. That's a bit off. The women's singles will start at 7:30 Pacific time. The men's singles will follow then at 8:30. For the women's final, it is Guo Yan taking on Yan taking on Asuka Sasao. And in the men's finals, it's kind of what everybody was thinking about. The number one seed, number two seed going at one another in the men's final. Tanak Ja, playing in the U.S. Open for the first time since 2018, will take on Majin Bao at the 8:30. Again, that's Pacific time, so upcoming Ja versus Majin Bao. And of course, that is the 1-2 seed that we were kind of hoping for and kind of expecting, and we will see it a little bit later tonight. All right, here in the men's doubles, it is the team of Seiya Numemura and Tonin Ryozaki winning gold over Jung Seo and Ye Myung Kim. We're going to take a little break here and come back in just a moment with more table tennis action from the Mandalay Bay Convention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's the 2024 U.S. Open Table Tennis Championships, and thanks for being here with us.
Great. Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to see you all here. We are at the finals of the 2024 US Open, the biggest event of the year, almost 1,500 players, 42 states, 19 countries. So excited to be here on championship day for the finals. My name is Barbara. I run the media at USATT, and I'm going to be your host this evening. So I'm super excited to hang out with you all this afternoon. So a quick rundown. We have the women's singles final at 7:30, followed by the award ceremony, and then the men's singles final at 8:30, followed by the award ceremony. And we are going to be drawing raffle prizes based on your player number throughout the event. So definitely stay tuned and listen for your player number to win some cool prizes from us. So I first want to congratulate all of you for playing, for supporting, for spectating. The tournament would not be what it is without you guys. So thank you so much, and I really hope you enjoy this evening's final. So I also want to thank our sponsors. This evening wouldn't be possible with all of our sponsors. So thank you to our title sponsor, Dream Blue, and our other sponsors, Butterfly, Paddle Palace Nataku, Chinese Pop Culture Industry Fund, STL, and IBEG Star. So thank you to our sponsors. I also want to recognize the work of our referees and our umpires. Without them, we couldn't have this tournament. So if there are any referees or umpires in the crowd, please stand and let's give them a round of applause. We worked really hard this week. Thank you. And next, we have our volunteers. 32 volunteers from around the country came to make this event possible. So for the volunteers in the crowd, please stand. I also want to recognize all of your hard work this week. And finally, we have some very special people we'd like to honor today in the crowd who have come to join us from afar. So first, Petra Sorling, President, ITTF. Raul Collin, ITTF General Secretary. Leandro Olvek, Director, ITTF Foundation. And Dragomir Churosalan, the Director of the International Strategies and Development at the USOPC. So before we begin, let's take a moment to honor our country and those who make events like this possible. So please rise if you're able for the playing of the U.S. National Anthem. So, without further ado, let's welcome our players for the women's singles final.
Introducing our finalists this evening here in the women's singles event at the 2024 US Open. Representing Japan, Asuka Sasao. And representing China, Guo Yang. Our officials this evening, John Ma and Azadeh Bahedi.
I am Mark Thompson. I am joined by Jimmy Butler here for the 2024 U.S. Open Table Tennis Championships. And Jimmy Butler, we have arrived at the women's singles finals. Very exciting match here between representing China, Guo Yan taking on Asuka Sasao from Japan.
We have, Mark, and it's great to have everyone out there with us. And it's Amy Wong lost in the semifinals to Yan Guo 4-2. And we saw Asuka Sasao win her match 11-8 in the seventh. She trailed 3-0, had 2 match points against her in the fourth, overcame both of those match points, stormed all the way back and won the match. A shocking turnaround for her.
Yeah, both of them had to come from behind because Amy Wong was up 2-0 in the match against Guo Yan. And she seemed to, at that point, that match just turned on a dime. That from that point forward, Guo Yan was very good.
And welcome to table tennis and welcome to sport where things can just change on a dime. 1 minute you're up 2 or 3-0. Looks like you're going to win. The next minute you can't score a point and you lose the match 4 games in a row.
I have to agree that one of the most fascinating things about this sport is the flow of momentum is writ large. That in many sports you do see the exchange of momentum, but it seems to take a longer period of time. In table tennis, it happens so suddenly that all of a sudden what you thought was absolutely going to be true turns out to be absolutely false.
That's exactly right. We saw it happen more than just those instances. It happened to Ma Jinbao. He was getting destroyed 3-0. The scores were against him 11-8, 11-2, 11-1. I thought it was totally over. I thought he was playing a guy that was so much better than him that that's just the way it was. And then the same thing happened. Ma Jinbao comes back, wins 4 in a row, wins 11-9 in the seventh, and now he's in the final.
Well, sometimes I think that's kind of the trademark of great players, is that when they are down, particularly in this sport, something we see from Kanak Ja, he plays better when he's behind. When it looks like his back is completely against the wall, that's when he's at its best.
You're right, the great ones do that, and we are about to start this match right here. Here we go.
With the serve is Guo Yan.
That's a nice rally to start this match into the second point. So earlier, most people were playing their first match of the day, but now you've got athletes that have at least 1 match under their belt. So expect to see some better rhythm from the beginning of these matches.
First serve of the match from Asuka Sasao, mishandled by Yan Guo. And up 2-1 is Sasao.
Very normal to see a lot of misses on the receive in the beginning of matches. These athletes have not played each other before.
Brilliant shot to what would be the deep left corner by Asau. She's working that side. It looks like, particularly off the receive on the serve, that part of the table she seems to keep go to. There it is again.
And that's the problem. If you don't get enough force out to that wide forehand on any of these athletes, they'll punish you. So you are trying to beat your athlete wide to the forehand, but it only works with enough speed. So that was a little too soft. You saw she got there and punished her for it.
Nice forehand by Guo there. Difficult ball to handle for Asau.
That was a great receive. She just jumped on that deep serve. Watch this right here. She keeps it low to the net and gets enough force on it to back off. Whoa.
This is on the receive there, and up by 2 is Yan Guo. Asuka Sasao.
Fooled her on the spin. She thought it was more no spin. It was actually more heavy under, and she caught it off the top of the net. That's what happened on that receive. Sasao is a workhorse. We've called her several matches, and as the match goes on, she gets better and better, which is what happened last round when she was down 3-0, pulled off 4 in a row, started playing lights out table tennis. Very impressed with how smooth Yan Guo looks. She's silky smooth, effortless effort. She's making the game look easy, not exerting at all on any of her shots, whereas you see Sasao's like grunting and hurting when she plays.
Again, Sasao working that deep on what is her left side, but Guo is reading that. And like you talked, there wasn't enough pace. She got it back on. Now leads 9-4. And that's it for game 1. Yan Guo, what you described Jimmy as making almost look like effortless first game. She ends up winning 11-4. And the one thing we've seen, however, from Asuka Sasao is that don't count her out.
She'll adjust. She'll get better. We know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, Yan Guo was kind of winning the first 2 rallies of the point, controlling things early in the rally with the receive, with the opening. Really dominated that game, but as you said, Sasao will get better.
Yeah, Guo is playing out of the Houston International Table Tennis Academy down there in your neck of the woods in southeast Texas on the Gulf of Mexico. And obviously, they've produced a lot of quality players there at HITA over the course of that club's existence. And this young lady looks like she's very comfortable, and she's unfortunately I don't know her age. But she looks very young at this stage.
Yeah, we'll research that and
Have
figure it
to
out.
figure that one out.
And she's actually a product of China that's been hired by HITA to coach and practice partner some of their other players. So they not only produce players, but they bring in a lot of top players in order to help produce the other players. And once they're here, well, they just come and win the US Open.
Easy money, man. Backhand exchange there ends in the favor of Asuka Sasao.
Hey, and that's the longest rally we've had on the match mark. Everything's been done within 2 or 3 shots. Well, you can see Sasao says, you know what? I went out to that wide forehand quite a bit the first game. It didn't work well. She's working the backhand, having a little more success. We'll see if she keeps doing that. Going out to that wide forehand wasn't working at all. She wasn't getting enough pace on it.
There it was again, Jimmy. It's on the wide to the forehand side. Like you talked, it popped way up high. No pace on it at all.
Yeah. Unless it's done properly, it's a worthless strategy. So we see she wants to do that, but she's not able to do it properly. Now she's going back to that backhand, you see.
Oh. Good forehand exchange ends in favor of Sasao here.
Yeah, I think Sasao just needs to settle down and try to extend these rallies. If she can extend the rally like she did there, well, we don't know what'll happen because we haven't really seen it yet, but all that missing stuff in the first two shots is not working at all for her. That's a good point. It's not like Guo's blowing you off the table the first two shots like some of these men. So, you know, the opportunity is there to extend the rally, not make so many unforced errors these first two shots. Now it's just, oh, that ball hit. Without the crowd's help, I did not see that from here. We'll watch it again. Right there, there it is.
Yeah. Got the net and the edge. That's double whammy.
Well, that gives you an idea of how much topspin Guo gets on her backhand. Just the first loop. Sasao blew that ball off the end of the table. That ball touched the net too.
Guo does look very comfortable in that backhand position there. It doesn't seem like it's almost like that's what she wants, to stay stabilized on that backhand.
Oh, great shot. That's the kind of pace we were talking about she needed to find earlier. She's going to go to the wide forehand right there. See, that works. But you start going too much slower than that, these athletes will get there. Great rally. That ball hit the top of the net at the end to end the rally. We watch it again. Right. Yeah. That barely touched the top of the net, but it threw off the timing of Sasao. That's why you saw her dump that in the bottom of the net.
There's that backhand exchange ending in the favor of Guo.
This is a lot of topspin on that last one. Oh, great job by Sasao jamming that ball right into the middle of Guo. Watch this right there. Got her in the middle.
That time went wide to the forehand, had plenty of pace on it, but Guo's very quick out there, got it back on the tee.
Yeah, it takes quite a bit of pace to get most anyone out to that wide forehand because everyone's so strong there.
And now with game point. Asuka Sasao of Japan. Should 4 game points.
Oh, how good was that? That's the best backhand of the day. Watch this right there. That ball just about hit the white line. It was so wide.
Plenty of pace there wide on the forehand.
Yeah, that'll work every time.
Staving off 2 game points. Yan Guo with the serve.
And
Look
just
at
like
three.
that, Mark, 1 point away from deucing it. So these games can turn in a hurry. She's still quite the underdog. 1 point away from deucing, a couple more to win, but she's giving herself a chance. And she does it. What a comeback to deuce this game. And what a shot right here. Look at this wide shot out to the forehand. Oh, nothing feels better than that when your opponent's just deuced you. And then you get one of these, you just push deep and she misses off the table. No better feeling than that if you're Sasao.
And
Oh, great
Sasao.
finish.
Good forehand exchange, ends up winning game 2, 12-10. Took an extra point, but she does it and evens this match up at 1 game apiece. As you can see, Yan Guo not giving up there.
Raffle. So for players, I'm gonna call out your player number.
She was down, actually staved off 4 game points there, Guo did, but regaining her confidence and ultimately winning the game is Asuka Sasao.
Yeah, those games are kind of interesting. She was down 10-6, and you saw Guo run 4 off in a row. Seemed like something was about to happen, and then it was a big dud the next 2 points for her.
Yeah.
Great for Sasao, of course. So it's interesting how that works. You come to deuce, make great points, and then just nothing happens the next 2 points.
540.
It's Mark Thompson, Jimmy Butler. We're here at Mandalay Bay Convention Center. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada for the 2024 U.S. Open Table Tennis Championships. Big event. Jimmy, I know did you play in this event at all, or did you
I
take this one off?
I played some senior doubles, but I've been coming to the U.S. Open in Las Vegas since 1978. My
Wow.
first
We're
one there
dating
was
ourselves.
Caesar's Palace at the Sports
Oh, the
Pavilion.
Caesars.
So here we are in 2024 at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. So anytime I come to Las Vegas for the U.S. Nationals, or in this case, the U.S. Open, I kind of feel like it's a family reunion. It's home for me. So excited to be here. So excited to be here with you, Mark. And
Thank you for coming, Jimmy. We very much appreciate it. Thanks for your work.
thank you. And it only continues to get better. Look at this beautiful court out there, those beautiful LED barriers. We've got this beautiful crowd surrounding this court.
I don't know if you've played on this flooring or not. It has a little different texture and feel to me. I think it would be really favorable for the players.
Yeah, I
New
did
black
play
flooring.
this court. I played the senior doubles finals a couple days ago, right here on this court, and it played wonderful. I loved it.
We're here in game 3 of a best of 7. It's the women's singles finals. Gold medal match.
Oh, big loop. That gives you an idea of her power. Watch this power right here. Goodbye.
Right in the perfect spot, too, right on the elbow.
You saw
Bounced
that
right over it.
ball, the force on it. It just whizzed by her.
Good exchange there. And again, It looks like here in game three, Jimmy, that Sasao is coming out and intentionally trying to drive the ball harder, trying to use more force. And you talked about her getting stronger as the match goes on.
Yeah, she's found her rhythm now. She's more used to the shots of Guo. You got to get used to your opponent's top spin, their technique. Everything's slightly different when you play one player to the next. They all have different top spin, different arcs, different everything. There's similarities, but there's always differences, and she's starting to get used to her stuff.
Another good forehand exchange ending favorably for Asuka Sasao of Japan. 3-3 in game three. Oh, brilliant shot that time. Kind of changed her up. Went wide to the forehand off the edge. And Sasao with her first lead of this game three. That caught the edge as well. Talk about momentum. Great rally that time. Ends favorably for Sasao. With excellent shots on both sides of the table that time, Jimmy.
Oh, just fantastic from both athletes. Great stuff out there at that point.
Looked like Sasao's shot might have caught the edge just enough. It made it difficult for Guo.
So again, the ebbs and flows of table tennis. The first game, Sasao really looked off, couldn't do anything. Guo was just looking like the superior athlete, and now it's the opposite.
It's like a boxing match. That's why I have so much respect for the players that do get better when things are difficult, because it is like a boxing match. Six straight points here for Asuka Sasao, Japan. Now with 7 game points to take her first lead in the match is Sasao. And that's going to do it for game three. An 11-4 victory for Asuka Sasao as that serve goes into the net off the paddle of Guoyan. And it is, Jimmy, let's talk about momentum shifts. Now Sasao looked like she was completely out of it after game one. Just now leading the match 2-1.
Yeah, that's fascinating to watch. I mean, that was a horribly played game there by Yang Guo. I don't know what happened to her exactly because she didn't look like that in either of the previous two games. So she just clearly got out of rhythm and was uncomfortable. And obviously, Sasao had something to do with that. But I expect her to play a lot better this next game. That was just really a flat game for her.
It's interesting. We get the opportunity to be close to the coach's corner, and you can kind of feel that in the exchange between Yan Guo and her coach. Is that it's almost like they just want to wipe the slate clean completely of that game. Let's just start over again here.
Well, she's smiling out there, so she's able
Good
to laugh it
attitude.
off.
Yeah. I think that's the appropriate approach when something like that happens. We're here for game four. It's the women's gold medal match. Asuka Sasao up 2-1 on Yan Guo. Mark Thompson, Jimmy Butler in a packed house here at Mandalay Bay Convention Center. Sal picks up right where she left off. Nice serve off the base of the paddle of Guo. Goes barking off the table.
Oh, that's too good right there. Just tip your hat to Sasao, because this is well played, and she goes around and gives you that.
That's the power we were looking for in game one. It showed up in game four.
And that's a big point for Guo, just to kind of get an easy one. She needs an easy one right there, right now, just to get some confidence. One of the best ways to do that is win a point or two off your serve. Another good rally. And another big point won by Guo to tie this game up at 2 apiece. And I love this shot here. It looks like nothing. Watch this shot right here. She just plays slow, puts no pace on it, wins her the point outright. Don't always need speed out there. You got to change things up. Keep your opponent constantly off guard, having to adjust. Oh, such a great rally.
Great break that time for Guo, though. Hit this. I don't know, is that the side or is that the.
It was an edge. You could actually see it had a little bit of a arc on it. It didn't go straight down, but also I think she was inside the table, so they're going to call that an edge anyway. Wow. Sasao is just putting a lot of pace on the ball now, each and every point. Putting a lot of pressure on Guo to try to keep up with that speed.
Using both sides of the table brilliantly there.
That caught
There it
the
is.
net.
That receive of serve with the backhand down the wide forehand side.
And she's coming in with some pretty hard receives there. That has a lot of pace on it. Guo's got to figure out how to keep her from just launching into a receive that hard that many times. That was a nice flick. Sometimes these dead forehand flicks are so effective. Watch this. That's a flat hit. See, she hits it in the net. No topspin on it, very little. Oh, that's too good.
Is the scoring system stuck? I think it's 5-5.
Well, now we got a good game going, Mark. This is nothing like the last game, so great job by Guo coming out, turning things around. And she's playing some good table tennis now, and we're in a battle. If you can get your opponent to miss 2 or 3 of your serves in a game, you're usually going to win those games. That's about the second one I think I've seen this game. She got Sasao to miss outright. I like this game, how Guo's changing things up. She's giving her high arcing slow balls along with her speed instead of just playing speed, speed, speed. And it's really thrown Sasao off this game. She's missed several of those slow balls. It's another one. She didn't put a lot of pace on this. Watch this right here. That's not a lot of pace. She got Sasao to miss. So Sasao's struggling right now when Guo changes the pace, goes from speed to slow, high arcing slow, that kind of shot. And there's another missed receive. So that's 3 serves outright, and she's got a 5-point game lead here to win this game.
That does it right there. Ran off 7 consecutive points that time for Yan Guo, and ends up tying this match in 2 games apiece with 11-5 win here in game 4. Kind of a seesaw battle we've got going on here, Jimmy. From one game, we talk about the momentum shifts, but from one game to the next, we've written off one player. Now we write off the other player. It seems like that's the way we're going to go here.
Yeah, the third game she looked horrible. The fourth game she looked great. But good coaching by her coach there, Hung Yu Lee, in her corner. Yeah, she came out and she played different. And I'm pretty confident he told her to quit playing at the same speed. Don't try to outspeed Sasao. She's so good at that. Vary the pace, change things up, slow the ball down when the opportunity's there. And she did that beautifully. And it really threw a wrench in Sasao's plans.
You talk about the capacity to kind of change pace, change positioning. It's almost like pitching a baseball game in many ways. It's one of the things I've noticed from Kanak Ja in his return now to playing elite level international table tennis is his game seems to have taken a huge leap in that element. His ability to change things up and really make it difficult for the opponent to figure out what he's doing. We're going to see Kanak here in the men's finals in the gold medal match against Majimba. But it's something I've noticed is his ability to change the opposition up is really exponentially increased.
Well, you're right. He's one of the best at doing it. A lot of young players haven't really mastered that yet. I didn't figure it out till I was about 23, 24 years old. I was a one-speed Willie like some of these people are out here. I don't mean in this finals, but early on, some of these guys that are so good, but they just would only play at a high speed. And then when they started struggling a little bit, that's when they would lose those 4 games in a row. They'd never back off. So Canucks one of the best at doing that. You'll almost never see Kanak Ja overplay a ball where he just went for too much and missed it. It almost never happens. Always stays within himself. Staying within yourself also means gauging your temperature from game to game. So, hey, if you're feeling it, you can keep swinging. You got to know when you're not feeling it, you got to back off a lot more than you want to give yourself a chance to still win the points. It's a great start here for Guo to start this 5th game. So she is on quite a run from that last game now to the beginning of this game.
Yeah, I've got her scoring 10 of the last 11 points, including winning another serve here at the start of this game, just a straight win off the serve.
Wow, that's a big time run. You know what that means, Mark? She's about to lose some points because anytime I'm out there, if I've won 8 out of 10 or 11 out of 14, I'm also prepared to go on a little mini run against me. So let's just see what happens here because her run continues, but it can't keep continuing because her opponent's her level.
And really psychologically, you've got to be ready for that, I would think.
Exactly.
Although she continues to run going here. We've got her at 12 of the last 13. Win a serve. You talk about the importance of winning a serve, Jimmy. Like to have an easy point off a serve like that, how important that is psychologically.
Oh, it's just huge when you're on a 12-1 run against you. Because right now, Sasao literally can't find anything. I mean, she can't make what? She's lost 12 out of the last 13. It's probably 13 out of 14 now. The only time she won a point was because Guo blew a receive. Yeah, it's difficult to put a finger on how these swings happen so crazy. I mean, it's not like a little swing. I mean, now it looks like Sasao can't play the game. And we were just talking about how Guo couldn't play it 2 games ago. So it still fascinates me how it can go this south for these athletes when it was going so north previously.
I think that's one of the things I respect most about table tennis players is your ability to handle those swings. Because if you're over emotional in those sequences, it's clearly going to backfire on you.
Great points. Best backhand to backhand rally of the match as we watch it again.
Just a lot of missed forehands here from
She's just
Suka Sasao here in game 5.
totally out of rhythm. No other way to put it. These are shots she normally makes.
Was making just a game ago, actually.
That too.
Mm.
But you talk about the mental aspect of things. You hear her out there still kind of screaming and pumping herself up every point she wins, no matter how many she just lost. That hit her edge of her racket there. So she didn't get flustered at all. She was down 3-0 with 2 match points against her and then wheeled off 4 games in a row.
That's the first 2 consecutive points she's won in quite a while. Unable to win that one, now faces 5 game points against. Well, very confident strikes that time by Sasao as she was able to win and stave off that game point.
And I got a smile out of Guo after the point. That's basically her way of tipping her hat to her opponent. She's like, well, that's too good for me.
Another good sequence that time for both players. And Sasao comes up with the point.
We're going to get a timeout now from Guo. She's going to talk it over. Good timeout. When your opponent starts reeling off a couple points, but playing also like that, it's a good way to try to slow down her momentum and her rhythm that she has.
You'll definitely see it in a tight match, 2-2 obviously, but you're sitting on game point, and the last thing you want this thing to do is to come up to deuce, and really that's where the momentum shift can be monumental. If somebody comes from that deep down to even get to deuce.
Oh, absolutely. And I like the idea that she's trying to stop it now at 10-7 and not waiting till
sure.
10-8, 10-9. Let's deal with the problem now
Right.
and see if we've got 3 chances to fix it.
Well, that right there would be for Sasao. She's won what would be 4 of the last 5 points. So she's obviously, and it's even more than that, Jimmy. You can just look at her in the last several points, the confidence on the forehand in particular, that the loop landing on the table, whereas just moments prior, every forehand she hit was nowhere near the table.
Seemed like she had a stalled engine and all of a sudden it just started.
Let's see if she can keep it going. Another game point here for Yan Guo. And she makes the most of it. Comes out of the timeout and wins game 5. End up 11-7 here in game 5. And That's when you know your timeout was well spent right there.
Yeah, that's the value of a timeout. She went back, had a chance to talk out an exact plan of what she was going to serve and do, and you saw what happened. It was the perfect serve. And that was an easy finish. It was the serve that gave her that easy finish. But I doubt she would have come up with that plan without the timeout.
At the Paris Olympics, he made the defensive
As
foul.
now
Any
Yang Guo has a 3-2 lead in this match against Asuka Sasao. And of course, this is the women's gold medal match.
in the black.
And both of these young ladies came with a difficult
Ian.
game before in the semifinals. It was Guo who played Amy Wong. Wong was the two-time reigning champ of the U.S. Open. It's obviously not going to win this year. It's going to be the first time in a long time, Jimmy, that a non-American woman has won the U.S. Open. You got to go back to 2017 for that to have happened. Since then, it's been Lu Juan, then a couple of times by Lily Zhang. Then we had the year where there was no U.S. Open, and Amy Wong has won the last two. So it's been a while since a non-American has won this trophy.
And it's been more than a while since we've ever been able to say that as a country in table tennis. That shows you the progress we've made. I mean, that's an honor that you just said that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's interesting because at the Paris Olympics, obviously, it's the first time in U.S. Olympic history that the teams had a man and a woman reach the round of 16, both American-born. Obviously, as Lily Zhang was able to do it on the women's side, Kanak Jha, who we're going to see in a few moments, able to do it on the men's side. And I hated to see him beat your record, Jimmy, of getting to the round of 32 in 1992. But somebody had to do it.
Yeah, the USA table tennis has really come a ways since. Let's watch this point here. Yeah, we've just made a lot of progress and come a long ways and have the results to show for it and have the world rankings to show for it. So I mean, I really think it's a compliment to not only USA Table Tennis, but to all the clubs out there, all the coaches, and really our base of players. Because, the top guys get the most media attention and we talk about them the most, but you've got to have practice partners and people to play against. And it's people like Yang Guo out there that comes to Hita and she starts training with all the Americans here. And then players get to play her in tournaments. And so we've got a system now that's creating athletes that can now make the final 16 in the Olympics on both sides, women and men.
Of course, we've got a huge Olympics coming up in 2028 where we are guaranteed of having a men's and women's team. And like the French did, the LeBrun brothers ended up made a big splash in Paris and left a big mark in table tennis. I think I saw the young kids there in Paris. They're cheering for their countrymen, and it was almost Jimmy. I know you probably saw it. It was almost like a soccer match there in Paris. The fans were so energized, so much a part of what was going on. I'd never seen anything like it in table tennis in my time around it.
They're some of the best fan base in the world, right up there with the South American fans. And I've had some of the craziest, most fun competitions playing in South America. And it can be Brazil, it could be
It makes it fun
Argentina, it
for
could
the
be
players,
Cuba.
I would
Yeah,
imagine, to have that type of fan excitement, fan interaction.
exactly. So, yeah, and France is right up there with the best of them.
It was quite an experience. And of course, America hopes to replicate that in Los Angeles in 2028. We're going to see a couple, I guess, candidates to play for Team USA in 2028 in just a few moments. Kanak Ja, certainly, he's already a three-time Olympian. He's has Rio, Tokyo, and Paris under his belt. And as I understand it, Majin Bao will be eligible to play for the United States of America in 2028 if he qualifies for the team. So we'll see those two guys go head to head in a few minutes here.
Yeah, and what makes Kanak Ja great is that he's reached number 18 in the world. He's made the final 16 of the Olympics. He's won WTT tournaments. That's really the badge of honor he wears.
And he's a true pro, Jimmy, as you know too. He works the game just like a true pro. So we're here in game 6 and Yan Guo taking an early and somewhat commanding lead, up 3 games to 2 and up 4-1 here in Game 6.
And there's another off-speed ball by Guo giving Sasao trouble. So good job changing the pace. And there's a fast one. So sometimes she gives you speed, sometimes she gives you high arcing slow. And it's really been a brilliant strategy. And she has the ability to do that, I think, better than Sasao. Sasao likes to just kind of come at you with speed all the time. And it looks great when she's on, but when she's off, well, you see what happens. Whereas I think Guo has different gears. She can go fast, but she can also back off and play the slow game better than Sasao.
Oh, great rally. Ends in favor of Guo, but several excellent strikes that time by Sasao in the sequence, and Guo just never really was rattled through the entire rally and ends up winning the point.
She's happy to have a rush. She's feeling it over there. She's breathing.
She does a good job of not telegraphing what she's going to do with the shot too, Jimmy, whether she's going power or soft. She's just very calm, poised player.
Well, that was a great point for Sasao, but watch this. Great example of how Guo changes. There's a slow one. And then we saw her miss the end, but she was going slow, fast, slow. She constantly keeps changing the pace of the ball. She's so good at that. This is misreading the serve. She thought that had more heavy underspin. It was more of a no spin serve, and that's why that ball floated off. So sometimes you watch and go, how'd she miss that? Well, she misread the spin. See, that's one speed Sasao. She just kept going speed, speed. It wasn't there, that shot. And so that's how you try to get Sasao, is you kind of get adapted to her speed. You know she's going to kind of play that same speed. It's pretty fast. You got to be good to hang with it. You start changing the pace on it.
Oh, beautiful shot that time by Guo. Down the line and diving out after it was Sasao, but unable to reach it. She was behind her by the time she got the paddle on it.
And it was the serve that created that opportunity. She totally fooled Sasao on that serve. Sasao just kind of dinked that ball up because she was caught off guard.
But Jimmy, one of the questions I often get from people, like, they see just table tennis, Olympics, whatever. How do the players identify this spin? Is it instinct? Is it observational? Is it actually having great eyes is critical for this sport?
That's a good question. The two main ways is you watch their motion and you look at the ball and try to look at the label. So you're looking at those two things. And sometimes you see the label, sometimes you don't. And the motion also can give away what they just did. But if you're facing a real good server, a lot of times you don't get enough information off either one, and then you have a lot of problems out there.
Backhand to backhand exchange, switching the forehand. Sasao misses, and now 5 match points here for Yan Guo, playing out of the Houston International Table Tennis Academy from the Republic of China, the People's Republic of China. And that does it. The gold medal will go to Yan Guo as she ends up defeating Asuka Sasao here in the gold medal match. The women's singles at the 2024 U.S. Open ends up with a 4-2 victory, and she actually won 3 games in a row there, Jimmy. The last 3 being 11-5, 11-7, 11-5 to win 4-2. She was down 2-1. Good come from behind performance by Guo.
Oh, she just dominated those last few games. She's got a huge smile on her face right now. There is no better feeling than when you win the finals of one of these tournaments and you walk back to shake your coach's hand and all that stress and pressure and preparation.
At least for a moment.
Oh, it just all comes off your back. And it also doesn't hurt that you're going to get a $10,000 check.
That never hurts. And the silver medal, of course, going to Asuka Sasao. Congratulations to her as well. She'll get some cash out of this, some American money. I probably want it in actual cash to take back to Japan with her. But it's one of those matches where at one moment in the match, Jimmy, I think we were talking about that Guo looked like she was completely out of it. The 11-4 victory in game 3 by Sasao, we're like, count her out. There's nothing less. And she just rings off 3 games like it was nothing. And really didn't even look like she broke much of a sweat in the process.
Well, welcome to the 2024 U.S. Open. We've now seen that happen so many times where 1 minute one athlete can't do anything and the next minute they're the champion. So we just kind of saw a little bit of that again this match. But what a great final for Sasao because she was down and out earlier, down 3-0 and 2 match points, and just kept going and got herself in the final. Not able to win there, but I think she's going to be really happy with that $5,000 check.
They're going to do
And
the presentation of the trophy here for, we'll keep it here for the presentation of the trophy for the women's singles gold medal match. And of course, the trophy as well. This is the third big match that we've had in a row here. We started with the women's doubles, and it was Asuka Sasao who ended up winning a gold medal there, Jimmy, with her partner Reina Aso. They ended up winning in the women's doubles against Katomi Omada and Minami Ando. This was an all-Japanese female final in the women's doubles. Same thing in the men's doubles final, and it was Seiya Numamura and Tonin Ryazaki who ended up winning that one 3-zip over Ye Neung Kim and Jung Seo. And of course, that is the gold medal going in the women's singles now to Yan Guo, who from China, and defeating Asuka Sasao 4-2. One of the things that you do see in table tennis, which is nice to see, is the camaraderie amongst the players. As we look out on the floor right now, it's evident that both Guo and Sasao feel very comfortable with each other, despite having what essentially I've described as a boxing match for the last 35 minutes or so, Jimmy.
so we look at the court. We watch the trophy presentation for the champion and runner-up.
So, finalist for both events. So presenting our award, Ryan Horcroft, the president of Pablo Palace, and Leandro Olvik, director of ITTF Foundation, presents the final.
This is Ryan Horfrost from Paddle Palace, giving the silver medal to Asuka Sasao. Congratulations to her. It was not an easy trek to the final for her, but if you look at the trek of Yan Guo, Jimmy, she not only beat Amy Wong, who was the 3rd seed in the women's singles event, she also beat Nina Middleham on the way in and beat Middleham 3-0, and Middleham, of course, the number 1 seed. So it wasn't an easy road for Yan Guo, and she ends up with gold around her neck.
Yeah, I think Middleham ranked 22 in the world right now. So that tells you how good that champion is right there.
Very deserved. We see Petra Sorling, the president of the ITTF here in Las Vegas, Nevada, along with Richard Char, the chair of the board of USATT, handing out the trophy to young Yan Guo. And crowd reacts appropriately. basically a standing ovation for her. She played great. Played great. I think we'll take a little break here, Jimmy Butler. Come back for the men's gold medal match in just a moment. We want to congratulate once again Yan Guo for the gold medal victory here in the women's singles and Asuka Sasao for the silver medal. Thank everybody for being with us. We're going to have the men's gold medal match in just a moment. You're getting the 2024 U.S. Open Table Tennis Championships from Mandalay Bay Convention Center, Las Vegas, Nevada. Mark Thompson, Jimmy Butler. We'll be back in just a moment.
judges and officials for men's singles finals here at the 2024 representing USA, he is the reigning and defending 2023 US Open champion, Pong. Also representing USA, our acclaimed superstar, three-time Olympian, Kanada. Our officials for these finals, William Young and Marina Craven.
All right, Jimmy Butler, here we go. It's the match of the year in America. Jinbao Ma taking on Kanak Ja here in the U.S. Open Finals. We're at Mandalay Bay. We're at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center, Las Vegas, Nevada. Couldn't ask for anything more for our men's finals tonight.
Well, Kanak Ja certainly is the draw of the tournament. Has been, no matter what round it is, this place fills up. Now, we would have had a full house no matter what because we're in the finals. But people get a little extra pumped up anytime Kanak Ja's out there, and you'll hear it in the crowd when the points start going. It'll be a different atmosphere than the last match. Certainly, basically because people are so pumped up to watch him play because he's that fun to watch.
People are excited to see Kanak Ja, but on the other side of the table, he's got a formidable opponent in the form of Jinbao Ma. Jinbao Ma is the reigning champion of the U.S. Open. He's the first American to win the U.S. Open in quite a while, since 1993, when he won it last year in Ontario, California, trying to defend his title here. And many may say this is kind of a preview for what we might be looking at in 2028 in Los Angeles for the Olympics as well, Jimmy.
Well, and I've never seen these two athletes play. If they had, I'm not aware of the result. So I'm very interested to see if Majin Bao can hang with Kanak Ja. And the reason I say that is I watched some of these other guys in this draw look amazing. They looked like highlight reels. And then as soon as they would get to Kanak Ja, they looked like they couldn't play. He would control the table, take everything away from him, and dominate the match. And he has dominated this whole tournament. And I'm not saying he's going to dominate this final. I don't know what's going to happen, but Kanak Ja.
If you do, go get some money on it. Here in Las Vegas, by the way.
Yeah. Certainly Kanak Ja's the favorite. I don't know if he's going to be able to dominate Majin Bao like he's dominated every other person in this tournament thus far.
Yeah, it's Kanak Ja is the reigning U.S. Nationals champion. Of course, he won that trophy 4 times in a row before taking a break for the Tokyo Olympics. He came back last year in Huntsville, Alabama, won it again. It's just interesting that Kanak Ja has not won the U.S. Open. As a matter of fact, he's not played in it since 2018.
And that's the key. He hasn't played since
I guess that's the key.
2018. And, you know, just the fact that he's been so dominant to make the finals, that's actually a better result than any nationals he's won because this tournament is so much stronger.
The level of play at this event, there has been some amazing players in it. And we talked about Benedict Olaf from Finland, and of course Alexander Kazako from Romania. There were just so many good players in this, and Japan brought so many as well. But the two standing here in the men's single final, Kanak Ja and Majin Bao. And it's Majin Bao with the serve here in game 1 to start this match.
Kanak Ja has some of the best receives in the world. Majin Bao has great serves. Let's see how that matches up. That's a good start for Majin Bao. A point outright. So Majin Bao came out, served the first 2 deep. And it worked. First one won a point outright. That time he got an easy finish there. So great first two serves for Majin Bao.
Beautiful play that time by Kanak. Oh, actually, that went long. I thought it did on. No, it did go long.
What a start. The opposite's been happening in all of the previous rounds. It was Ja that would pretty much start like that against everyone. Other than Jishan Liang, he lost the first.
There's Kanak regrouping a bit on the forehand. First point of this U.S. Open Table Tennis Championship final against Majin Bao of California. Both boys of California.
See, I like what Ma did his first two serves. He served deep, so now he's got Ja thinking. He's got to respect the deep serve now, literally every time. Watch the speed. Serve, great serve right here. Watch him pop. That was actually a poorly executed serve, but it was so bad it was good, we say. It was so high it threw off Ma and he popped it up. That was a good serve there. Kept it low, heavy, under, side under. Got him to dump it in the net there. There's that good serve again of Ma. So just struggling early in this game on the receive.
Good use of both sides of the table on the attack. Kanak Ja draws within two.
Not that long ago, Ja struggled with those high balls, but he has improved dramatically, and you rarely see him miss those points anymore. He used to struggle when a player went back like that. Ja working his way back into this game in workmanlike fashion. Slow shot there, another slow ball there. Wins him the point. Totally backed off both of those shots, and he backed off just because he didn't like what he had, and he's so good at doing that. Got him out of whiff it. That was a very passive receive, and he got punished for it. And the reason he was passive is he's not so sure of the serve yet, so he's kind of playing it safe on the table, which is better than a missed receive. A bad receive is better than a missed receive.
Good backhand that time by Ja, unable to handle it. Ma Jimbao, and back within one. He's the reigning national champion for the United States of America, Kanat Ja, playing professionally in Germany. Back here in the States, playing the Open for the first time since 2018 with his coach, Jorg Bitzagayo. Used to be the high performance director at USATT.
You hear the emotion from Ja. He is delighted to tie this game up at 8 apiece. He has been fighting hard this whole game just to get back to even. You could hear him express that.
Good flick that time by Ma Jimbao to regain the
It's the
lead.
serve. Watch the serve. He pops this up. That's
Yeah.
what did it. The serve won him the point. That's a pretty easy flick for these guys. Another good serve, but he caught the net. So Ja fortunate because that receive wasn't so good. That ball caught the net there. So now Ja has put himself in a great position to try to take this game right at the end because he's been playing catch up this whole game.
He was down by 4 at one point at 1-5.
And if you're Ma, it'll hurt a lot to not be able to win this game after leading the whole time. Let's see what happens here. Wow.
Good attack by Kanat.
All kinds of weird stuff happened. One ball came off the net. Okay, there's the net. That's a miss hit. That ball from Ma was slightly off the edge of his racket. Ja saved a net, and then he saved a slight miss hit to win that point.
Now he's got game point here in game one. Gold medal match. U.S. Open. Oh, great backhand pair that time by Kanat Ja. The second one blitzing by Ma Jimbao to take game one, 11-9, after being down by 4. And Jimmy Butler on that last point, Kanat Ja reacted quickly to the backhand side. He had been fooled twice in the match where he thought he was going forehand, and he beat him clean on the backhand side with no movement at all. This time able to recover, get on the backhand, and get the ball back on the table.
That was just what champions do at the end. What a block there at the end. Ja had to guess. That was a guess. He didn't react to it. He guessed perfectly. He thought he knew where Ma was going. It was the right guess and just made an unbelievable shot to win that first game. And again, if you're Ma, he just stood there in disbelief. The viewers could only see the camera, but Ma was sitting there just smiling in disbelief that he just lost that game, especially on that last shot. Because normally he's going to win that last point. He had everything he wanted. He had a high ball. If he goes anywhere else but right there, Ja's gone because he had to guess there. Because Ja was done. The ball was too high. He had to guess. And he guessed perfectly.
You know, off the air earlier today, we were talking about how Kanat Ja really does seem to be at his best when things are at their worst. He was down 1-5 in that game, and all of a sudden he was able to muster the energy and the capability to come back on a Ma Jimbao who didn't help him out much. You were talking about how good his serve was. Ma Jimbao's serve was just brilliant in that game one.
It's going to be hard to get Ja that handcuffed more than that first game, and then you still lose it. It's killer. Ja hasn't even gotten going yet, and just pulled that game out. That's how good he is. That's why it's so hard to beat him. When someone's a lot better than you, if they're not playing that well, they still can beat you if the right things happen like there. And then if they start playing well, you're done.
Not like he really wanted to stay on the forehand that time. The way his motion was around the court, he was able to do it. Majin Ba into the net, 1-1, game 2. That's a really nice serve that Majin Ba's used a lot. I'm not sure how you describe that, Jimmy. It's kind of a underhanded backhand serve.
Yeah,
Very
it's a
effective.
reverse pendulum serve, and it's so spinny and deceptive because he changes the spin.
You're absolutely right. Even though he lost that point, that spin was similar serve, completely different than the serve prior to it.
Yeah, almost every athlete I watch play, Ma has problems with it. So that tells you how good it is. I don't see anyone really receiving it well. Some receive it better than others. And Ja's having problems with it too.
Oh, nice forehand by Ja that time. Powerful. Wide to the forehand side. You were talking about this in the earlier match. You have to have power on that shot, and he had plenty that time. He takes the lead here at 3-2. Ja playing out of the 888 Table Tennis Center in this event. Also wearing the Ping Pod shirt tonight. Majin Ba out of California. The reigning U.S. Open champion, 2023. Trying to go back to back. Oh, that's one way to do it right there. Very nice sequence from Majin Ba.
Oh, that's just too good. And I saw Ja's reaction afterwards, and he was fine with it. When, you know, his opponent does that, he'll tip his hat to you.
Ooh, he dumped that serve in the net. It's been so effective all game long, and just a fraction of imprecision, and all of a sudden, it's 4-4.
Well, also when you're playing someone like Ja, who you know is stronger than you, it puts that much more pressure on you to try to win points off your serve.
It should be 4-4, I think.
I would think it's 4-4, but I might have missed something that happened.
Yeah, I don't. It's just.
Yeah, because he's serving. They just haven't caught up. They probably have an electronic problem right now.
Nice receive that time by Majin Ba. Went hard to the backhand corner. Ja unable to handle it. I believe they've got the score.
It should be 5-4, right?
Yes, that's.
Yeah, now they got it right on the TV and the scoreboard. Okay, we're good.
Oh, nice save off the top of the net that time by Kanak. Ja ends up winning the point. But earlier in the sequence, the receive, how he read what Majin Ba was doing and got over to the proper position to receive that ball, I think started that point. Ja with the lead.
Wow.
Steps around the corner and drills the receive that time.
I mean, he was expecting the deep serve. And we haven't seen Ma serve deep since game 1.
How did he figure? Did he telegraph that in some way?
He might have seen something, or, I mean, generally what I'm doing as a reserver is when I haven't seen a deep serve in a while, I'll start just assuming one's coming. I don't know if it was that or if he saw it. Boy, did he read that perfectly. And then the execution was there too. That was a good serve. Even if you know it's coming, you still got to make it.
And another forehand to the forehand side by Ja. Lots of pace, lots of power, perfect position. And another point, 8-5 lead.
I am just so impressed with the quickness and speed of Ja. He's gotten quicker and faster. He's improved. I've just never seen him this lights out quick. Wow.
There's the flick. You said it earlier, but when the ball bounces up high, it's an easy flick at this level. And Ja does make that look very easy.
Yeah, easy flick for him, but it felt good and it gave him a victory lap. He liked that one.
Now Ja opens up his largest lead of the match at 10-5 here.
Now
5
we're
points.
starting to see Ja do what he's been doing to all the other opponents this tournament. Is really just dominating early in the rally and shutting his opponent down. We really haven't seen Ma feel comfortable this game at all.
I think we know better than to count Majimba out. He's, he was in a tough way on his way to these finals.
I think Canuck heard you there because he said, you know what, I'm going to take a timeout.
Yeah. Well, we saw this earlier in the match, previous in the women's gold medal match, where the player has game point 10-5. It gets to 10-7, and it really is the right moment to use the timeout. And if you come out and win the point, like it was Jan Guo who did that in the women's match, come out, win the point, win the game. That's a well-used timeout.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And we'll see how this timeout goes. But I like the timeout. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, we talk about Majin Ba in that quarterfinal match. He was down. He was down 8-1, 0-3, and came back, and in dramatic fashion ended up winning that match, winning 4 consecutive games at 12-10 in the seventh.
And I said it was one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen because I just can't even believe it still happened. He was just getting dominated. Here we go.
That went off the table and long, and Kanak Ja does use that timeout wisely, ends up winning game point and is now up 2 games to none on Majimba. And got a little fortunate there, I think, Jimmy, because that point it looked like Majimba was kind of in some rhythm, but the shot little imprecise, went off the tape long, gives the game to Ja.
And you saw Jaw's reaction, how
He was
pumped up
very
he was.
happy.
He doesn't always dance around like that on game two. That tells you how focused he is and how much he wants this and how important that game was to him.
And 2004.
Kanak Ja, of course, a 3-time Olympian in Paris, had a tremendous run there to the round of 16. I said it earlier, but I hated to see him beat the record that was set by Jimmy Butler getting to the round of 32 in 1992. But it's nice to see an American-born player get to the round of 16 in the Olympics. It does generate hope in the table tennis community in this country that we can compete at the top level.
So he made the round of 16 in the Olympics in Paris. He made the quarterfinals of the World Championships in Houston in 2021. So he's a world quarterfinalist, Olympic round of 16 finisher. So we've never had any athlete do that.
And he was only beaten by Fan Dong, who ended up winning the gold medal. Probably the greatest player on the planet right now.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't get such a brutal draw, he could go further. He's, you know, he's good enough to beat most other guys, but that's a little bit too much of a task.
Great point. Both players, and Majin Ba ends up with the 1 point out of it, but it seems like that one should be worth more.
I mean, that tells you how good the defense is of Ja. Sure, he lost the point, but look what Ma had to do.
Great positioning of the receive that time by Ja. Short on the forehand side, a very difficult ball to handle. Majin Ba could not get around the table to make the play.
Brilliant receive.
Oh, Long serve to the forehand side. Looked like it caught Ma Jimba a little bit flat-footed, and ultimately winning the point is Joe.
Anytime you win a point when you go deep to your opponent's forehand, you feel like you just won two. It's a psychological thing as well. They feel so good.
Oh, that feels good too. That is pure power right there by Kanak Ja. And I think we're going to get a timeout here from Majin Ba. How interesting at that moment when Ja just teed off on his big home run. That was a 500-foot home run right there.
And that's why that first game was so devastating to lose by Ma, because Ja was uncomfortable and had no rhythm, and Ma gave him all kinds of problems with the serve, and he lost it. And now look, now Ja's in a rhythm, and if he gets in a rhythm, I mean, what are you going to do to stop that?
Yeah, if you look at that game one, Ja did not attain equal with Majin Ba until 8-8. He was trailing the entire time to the 17th point. 8-8 is where they tied it up. And from that point, he was able to shift the momentum in his favor and has really controlled the match since that point.
From that first game now, Ja just looks like a man possessed. Just doing it in all aspects of the game. He's now receiving better. He's serving good. Ma's having some problems with his serve. His defense is great. His offense is now clicking on both sides.
The one thing I will say about Majin Ba, he does appear to have the skill to regroup and come back in this match. He's an extremely high skilled player.
Well, that's one way to do it. Try to get a free point off your serve, and he did that right here. Loaded that ball up with topspin. Ja thought it had more side under.
Oh, great receive that time by Ja.
A little bit high, but he took it quick. But it was high, but it worked. So the placement was good.
Yeah, looked like Majin Ba kind of misplayed that ball.
Yeah, he didn't expect the location, but it was still high enough where he had a good opportunity there, but
Called for a let serve there on the toss, I believe.
yeah, there's something he doesn't like about Ja's toss, so they had a discussion.
Receive goes off the top of the net and out. 5-2 lead for Ja. Ja does have a lot of wide variance in his serves. Some of the high toss, some of the moderate toss, some of straight up, straight low toss.
I love this opening right here. He wasn't in a great position, just slow, puts it on the table, not much spin on the ball. Just got it on the table, won him the point outright.
Oh, Ja switched him up that time, and Majin Ba tried to get the paddle back to the backhand side, but wasn't able to do it. It's almost like he was anticipating wide at the forehand. It came into the body.
You see Ma changing his serve up, going to the pendulum serve because Ja's starting to receive better. And that is a big problem for Ma because he was getting a lot of points on it. Well, he got one there.
Yeah, that was
So
a
nice
really
range serve there.
harp spinning serve right there. Beautiful serve that time by Majin Ba.
But it's a long ways back just to battle back in this game. So impressed. Watch this forehand. I mean, Kanak looked a little out of position, but he came up with a beauty. He is quicker than he used to be. Wow.
Oh, brilliant shot. Again, down the line by Ja. Pace, position, and no chance for Majin Ba. you talk about how quick Ja looks. His footwork is just absolutely brilliant to watch from the angle we're getting right now. It's absolutely brilliant.
I mean, we watched him at the Olympic trials early in the year, and he had just come back, so that's understandable. We saw him win the nationals, but he wasn't this quick.
Another good serve from Majimba.
Look
Oh,
at that.
another one.
That's just too good.
He pushes Majimba to the backhand side of the table, and then once that opens up down the line. And that's it for game 3 as Kanak Ja, just a dominating performance, and Majimba's not giving him anything, but Kanak Ja's taking all he wants.
I mean, Ja is known as a great backhand player. And it's not that his forehand's not good. It's just that, around the world, people are very impressed with his backhand. I'm pretty impressed with his forehand myself. My goodness, I'm not used to seeing him cover the table like this with his forehand. And how many mistakes do you see him making off his forehand? He used to give you some unforced errors. I'm just not seeing it this tournament. He just lights out on both sides. I'm just super impressed with his level. Never seen him play this well. And when you can play this well, the sky's the limit.
You can definitely tell that Kanak Ja is a stronger athlete than we might have remembered the last time that he was living in the United States before he went professionally to Germany. He's just a guy that has really worked hard. I had an opportunity to long talk with York Vitsagallo earlier in the week, and they talked a lot about the training regimen that Kanak Ja undertakes, his level of commitment, his level of professionalism, Jimmy. He really does. I've been around a lot of pro athletes in my life, and he takes what you see in the NHL, what you see in the NFL, what you see in Major League Baseball, and he's translating it to table tennis, which I'm very proud of the young man. I have to say that.
Yeah, he's a class act to be around. He's very respectful, and I think it's greatest quality. He's a very loving human being. People love him because he's loving to them. And I'm going to give something up here that will shock some people because I've been very critical of Canuck's service game. He's so good everywhere else, but I've called his serve some of the worst of the top 100 players in the world. And I really sincerely believe that and meant that.
Breaking
His
news
serves
here.
are better. I mean, I think he's improved his serves.
You don't want to get out ahead of yourself, but the match he played against Van Jindong in Paris, Kanak played brilliantly. He just played a guy that was just on another planet. And if you can play that level, it's one of those things that you're such rarefied air. It's crazy.
And right now, Canuck Ja is doing to Ma what he's pretty much done to every other opponent in this tournament. He is dominating and off to a blistering start this game.
Misses that backhand block punch, but he hasn't missed much, that's for sure. I mean, that opportunity was there too. The table was there, and he just missed it.
Yeah, exactly. He had everything he wanted.
Just
Once in a while, he misses.
add that to the list. We talk about the Olympic run that he made. And the better players certainly better than I. But the victory over the South Korean Cho Dae-sung in the round of 64 was actually considered by many to be a huge upset by Kanat to get to the round of 32 where he played the Greek Gionis, the kind of the defender style player, the big guy, and he played him brilliantly too.
Well, those guys are great players. I've played Gionis. That guy is a handful.
Oh man, is
Played
he
him in the
ever?
World
He's a
Cup.
big man.
Right, in 2015 World Cup. I wasn't able to win a game.
Oh, again, the forehand, step around the table. Tremendous power blocked by Majimba, but blocked long. Just he was happy to get the paddle on it.
I mean, that's just a good looking forehand right there. He didn't used to have. And here we go. Kanak Cha about to win his first U.S. Open title.
And there it is, off the side of the table and in dominating fashion. 11-9, 11-7, 11-5, 11-1. It got easier with every game. It appeared for Kanak Cha, who jumps on top of the Europa butterfly table and celebrates the crowd and just a fist pump. Oh, I've seen that before either. Maybe that's a precursor to LA 2028. The 2024 U.S. Open champion, his first U.S. Open championship for Kanak Cha. I'd be shocked if there aren't more down the road. Brilliant match, Jimmy Butler, and he beat a very tough opponent in Majimba.
I mean, look at the scores there. What a performance in the finals by Kanak Cha. And that's what we talked about before the match, Mark. I didn't know if that would happen, but I knew it might happen. And the reason is I saw John do it to every other opponent he played.
Sometimes when something happens so frequently, you know it's going to happen again. And it did tonight for Kanak Cha. Just looked so brilliant, so strong. And you've said it many times already tonight. Kanak does look like a different player than we recall seeing him the last time that he was in America. We saw a little bit of it at U.S. Nationals this summer, but really he has developed as a human being and as a table tennis athlete.
Hey, he's playing his best table tennis of his career. There's no doubt about that. And what a great moment for American table tennis, for Kanak Cha, for his club in Germany and his club in California. He plays a couple different places. And really for the table tennis infrastructure to have a player of the level of Kanak Cha
Such a
representing
good
this
point,
country.
Jimmy, because I can see all the young table tennis athletes here tonight, and they're all looking at Kanak Cha and saying, why can't that be me? That's what you want the kids to believe, that you can be on that same stage. You can be that athlete. You put the work ethic that this guy has. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have innate talent as well. He's a talented athlete, but the work ethic of this young man really is extremely impressive. It was on display in Paris when you could just see the nature of his professionalism, and you're seeing the fruits of his work in an event like we have tonight.
Well, I think it's easy to forget that he was suspended and out of competitive table tennis for 15 months. That was recently. I mean, he just came back earlier this year. To be out 15 months, you're not allowed to play tournament. You got to sit at home in your basement, literally. They don't even let you practice in certified clubs anywhere and train. And to come out of that and to be the best you've ever been and to not have any kind of slide or downfall really says a lot about Kanak Cha. And I said earlier, I think he took lemons and he made lemonade out of it. And I don't think many people could do what he's done since coming back to table tennis.
Well, it's interesting that that really was at the heart of the conversation that I had with York Bitsagayo, his coach, earlier in the week. And I think everybody would agree there were difficult and dark moments. There always are when you have setbacks in your life. But really, that's how you get better. As a matter of fact, in professional, I come from the sport of hockey. In professional hockey, you'll hear coaches say during games and training camp, I want you to fail because that's going to make you a better player at some point. Don't be afraid to fail. So you have difficult moments like Kanak had here, and it's actually made him a much stronger athlete in the long run, I believe.
Absolutely. So very inspiring to watch Kanak Ja play table tennis. Super inspiring to be here and to watch him win this tournament. And he's such a great example and role model for everyone in table tennis to look up to and to learn from.
And of course, he's got a lot of international table tennis to come, playing professionally in Germany. And I would be shocked if, you can't use a tournament like this. Because there's nothing like winning. I don't care, I mean, are the top 20 players in the world here? Well, not necessarily, but winning a tournament, I don't care what tournament it is. You hear golfers talk about this quite a bit. Just go out and win a tournament. I don't even care what it is. The level of confidence that you can draw from taking the title is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, it's huge. Well, number one, he just won $10,000. That's actually good money in table tennis. Okay, so not many athletes
Right.
win ten thousand
That's good
dollars.
money anywhere. That's
Yeah,
good money
that's
for
good money for our sport. He also says that it's very special for him to play in the United States because he spent so much time in Germany and in Europe that he actually doesn't get a lot of opportunities to play here. So I think it's extra special for him just to get the opportunity to play here. And so I think in that sense, it's also a very special win for him.
It's interesting, and I think Canuck, number one is the sport. There's always an element of sports marketing. I mean, look at the Dallas Cowboys. Look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, it's a part of sports that is, you know, marketing yourself and marketing the sport. And Kanakja, I think, has really learned a lot in that element as well. I'm watching him interact with the crowd here, and I think that not too long ago, Kanak might have been described as being a more cold person towards the fan base. He's evolved as a human being, and I noticed it at nationals when he had an opportunity to speak to the crowd, and I think it's a great thing for him, great thing for table tennis, and ultimately for our community to get behind him and propel him to the next level. To get him to where when he goes to an international tournament, people are saying there's an American who's actually has a possibility of winning this tournament. And whether it's the Olympics, the World Championships, the World Cup, whatever it might be, to have an American in the mix, absolutely crucial.
So we're gonna go to the main court here, and I think we're going to get an interview from the champion Kanak Ja. We're gonna take a look here at the trophy presentation.
We present the awards. First, Dragomir Trosaman, Director, International Strategy and Development, USOPC. And Secretary General, ITTF, will present the award to Majin Bao for the final.
Coming out to Don silver medal.
Congratulations.
And onto the body of Majimba Dragomir Soroslin of the USOPC and Raul Fowles of the
And now,
ITTF. Silver medalist in the 2024 US Open Table Tennis Championship,
President of ITTF,
Majimba. And now the gold medal is given by the ball kids to Kanakja. But here comes Petra Sorling to appropriately don it over the head and onto the neck of Kanak Ja. And our good friend Bowie Martin here from Butterfly, who provided all the tables at the 129 courts at this event, and also the barriers and so much other support. Thank you to Butterfly. Thank you to all of our sponsors, Paddle Palace, Yinhei, GTX, Micromotion Table Tennis, Pong Buddy, Sky Vision Insurance, Chaos Curve Culture, the ITTF Foundation, and VR Motion. Thank you very much. As the trophy is now delivered to Kanak Ja, the first time that he's held that one. He's held the other big one in America, the Nationals Trophy, 5 times, but this one, first time for the U.S. Open Championship for Kanak Ja, born and raised in Milpitas, California, now all over the world playing table tennis at an incredibly high rate, as he did tonight. here at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the 2024 U.S. Open Table Tennis Championships. Jimmy Butler has run off. I'm going to sign off now, but I want to thank everybody for participating and being a part of the 2024 U.S. Open here in Las Vegas. Do want to thank not only our sponsors, the volunteers, the officials, everybody who's been involved. Thank you for your support of USATT. We really appreciate you coming out to Las Vegas. Hope we see you in Ontario, California for the U.S. Nationals. Lots of events coming up in U.S. Open, or excuse me, USA table tennis in our tournaments. Hope that you'll, become a member and play table tennis. From Mandalay Bay Convention Center, Las Vegas, Nevada, I'm Mark Thompson for Jimmy Butler. Congratulations to all of our gold medal champions, including Kanak Cha, who wins the men's singles finals tonight here in Las Vegas. Have a great night, everybody. You've been listening to Table Tennis Action on the USATT Network.